Starting with now the last exercise of rational numbers. Till now we have done exercise 1A, 1B and 1D, which was simply with respect to your addition and subtraction and LCM of the denominators, because I have told you that whenever you want to add any fractions, for that you have to make the denominator equal. And when you make denominator equal, that process is said to reward your LCM. Now the last one, exercise 1C is left. In this, we'll be completing your multiplication and division. So it's the easiest part of this chapter. I suppose everyone knows how to multiply. In case if I say 2 multiplied by 3, obviously you know answer is 6. In case if I say multiply 3 upon 5 into 15 upon 6, so what cancel? And answer is 1. In case if I give you the same thing, 3 upon 5 plus 15 upon 6, then can you multiply, can you divide 5 and 15? No. The reason is because there is a plus sign in between, and when there is a plus sign in between, it means there are two different terms. So you cannot multiply two different terms. That is why the cancellation is not possible. But here between two numbers, there is a multiplication sign. It means it's a single term. That means whenever you want to cancel the numerator and denominator, is possible only if it's monomial. If it is binomial, you cannot cancel the numerator and the denominator. Similarly, in the same example, here I have used multiplication. In case, let us say, if I have something like this. So here instead of multiplication, I have used what? Division. Same thing you have to continue, because in division you will not be able to solve the sum. So first you have to write 5 upon 9. Then this division you have to convert into what? Multiplication. That means instead of division, compulsory you have to write what? Multiplication. When you do multiplication, any number after division will reciprocal. So now this 25 upon 81 will reciprocal become what? 81 upon 25. So now 5 ones are, 5 fives are, 9 ones are, 9 nines are. So answer is 9 upon 5, which again you can see it's an improper fraction, and hence we will convert this into mixed fraction, which I have done earlier also. So in the entire exercise, you will be just doing this particular property, where you have to just multiply and divide. That's all. So right now, I will start with the exercise. There's one more thing. How about additive inverse? For additive inverse, I have told you that any number is given to you, you have to just multiply by -1. Similarly, we have multiplicative inverse also. Multiplicative inverse means simple. If I have 5 upon 6, I just have to reciprocal this. This is said to be your multiplicative inverse. So when I'm talking about multiplicative inverse, I just have to do only one thing. Whatever number is available, I just have to reciprocal that number in such a way that when you multiply the number and its multiplicative inverse, the answer will always be 1. Always remember, when you multiply the number with its multiplicative inverse, obviously as they are reciprocal each other, they will get cancelled, and the answer is 1. One more example, -7 upon 5. What will the multiplicative inverse for this? Simple. I have to reciprocal. So 5 upon -7. Now if I cancel this, obviously the answer is 1. So simple logic. Whenever you multiply any number with this multiplicative inverse, the answer will be 1. Now we'll start with the exercise 1C. Now exercise 1C, first sum. Four upon 9. Very simple, into 7 upon 12. Simple, I have told you that whatever you can cancel, please cancel, because there's a multiplication sign, so you can aramse cancel. So 4 ones are, 4 threes are. Anything else you can cancel? No. So what is left? 7 into 1, 7, and 9 into 3, 27 is the final answer. Similarly, if I go to see the second sum is -9 into 7 upon 18. So 9 ones are, 9 twos are. So what is left? 9 ones are there. So 7 into -1, minus 7 upon 2. It's a improper fraction, so you can convert this, and the answer is minus 3, 1 upon 2. Now, question number 3, part number 3. It's minus 3 upon 16 multiplied by 8 upon minus 15. Minus I can cancel. 8 ones are, 8 twos are, 3 ones are, 3 fives are. So what I'm left with the numerator 1 into 1, 1 and 2 into 5, 10 is the final answer for part 3. Now I will do straight away part 7 and part 8. Students, you all have to do the entire exercise. I am doing only few sums because the same concept is there. So you should also know whether you understood or not. So I am doing obviously out of 8 5 sums. You have to do all 8 sums for homework. Full exercise you have to do for homework. Part 7 upon 24 into minus 48. So now again the same thing. 24 ones are, 24 twos are. And here nothing is in the denominator. The 7 into minus 2 is straight away minus 14. The answer is minus 14. Now 8 part minus 13 upon 5 into minus 10. Same way, 5 ones are, 5 twos are, nothing is left in the denominator. In the numerator we have minus 13 to minus 2. Answer is plus 26. So part 1 done. So simple. Now part 2, question 2. Again it's very simple, as I have told you. What is the multiplicative inverse? You just have to reciprocal the given number. So first is question 2 ka first part. The multiplicative inverse for minus 17 upon 12. Simple. The multiplicative inverse will be reciprocal and the answer is 12 upon minus 17. This is called multiplicative inverse. Similarly, if I have minus 16, only minus 16. So obviously there is nothing in the when I write only minus 16, there is nothing in the denominator. Means it's understood. I can write 1. So now when I reciprocal this, I'll get 1 upon minus 16. That's the answer. Now part 3. Students, over here I have told earlier also that 0 upon 2 means 0. Now when I reciprocal this, I'll get 2 upon 0, which is not possible. This is not defined. So this is just an imaginary number. It is not defined. That means the reciprocal, when I take a reciprocal of 0 upon 2, I'll get 0 in the denominator, which is not possible. That's called not defined. Now fourth part, minus 3 upon minus 5. Can I cancel minus minus? The answer will be 5 upon 3. The multiplicative inverse will be just a reciprocal 5 upon 3. And the last one is 2 upon minus 5. Multiplicative inverse will be minus 5 upon 2. It was so simple. Now we'll do the part 3. Now the first 17 upon 8 divided by 51 upon 4. So I have two ones are exactly same. Just instead of division, you have to use one multiplication and reciprocal the number which is after division. So this first number will remain as it is. Division will become multiplication. 4 upon 51. Whatever can cancel, 17 ones are, 17 threes are, 4 ones are, 4 twos are. Hence in the numerator 1 into 1, you just cannot take this into consideration. That you know what, if it's 1, it's okay if you don't write. You have to write that 1. This is very, very important. You just cannot write 1 into 1, 2 into 3, 6. You just cannot write 6. 1 upon 6 is not equal to 6. Answer is 1 upon 6. That means when you multiply this, 1 into 1, you have to write 1. And 2 into 3 is 6. Whatever is in the numerator will come in the numerator. Whatever is in the denominator will come in the denominator. Now, part second. This third ka part 1. 16 upon 35 divided by 15 upon 14. So minus 16 upon 35 into 14 upon 15. May whatever you can cancel, that is obviously your 16 and 15, nothing is possible. 14 and this 7 is possible. 7 2s are, 7 5s are. Now nothing is possible. So the answer will be 16 2s are minus 32 and 15 5s are 75. This is the final answer. Minus 12 upon 7 divided by minus 16. So now there are two signs, that is why I will use the bracket sign. So minus 12 upon 7. If I have to division, obviously division have to come into multiplication. There is nothing in the denominator. When I reciprocal this, I get 1 upon minus 16. Now minus will get cancelled. 4 3s are, 4 4s are. 3 into 1 is 3 and 7 into 4 is 28 is the final answer. Part 4 also is exactly same. So you have to try and write some by out. But for homework, you have to do the entire exercise. So students, now to do question number 4, you have to first understand all the properties, multiplicative property or multiplication properties. So I have written everything in a brief. I will just explain you one by one. Okay? So first we will start with the commutative law. It's very simple. Whenever you multiply the first rational number into a second rational number, that will be equal to what? Second into first. So first into second will be equal to second into first. Example. If I multiply 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 3, that will be equal to 1 upon 3 into 1 upon 2. Because 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 3 is 1 upon 6 and this also is 1 upon 6. So first into second goes to second into first is commutative law. That means whenever you write first to second and then second to first, the property, the law will be known as commutative. Similarly, we have associative. We have 3 rational numbers. Here I have put bracket for the first and second and third is without the bracket. Which will equal to what? Again the first rational number which is without the bracket into second and third which are with the bracket. That means this also will be equal. We can check 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 5 into 1 upon 7 will be equal to 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 5 into 1 upon 7. So here 1 into 3 into 1 is 3, 6 into 5 is 30 and 30 into 7 is 210. That means the answer will be 3 upon 210 and here also 1 into 3 into 1 is 3 and 6 5s are 30, 37 is 210. So answer ultimately will be equal, but here what is common? Both of them have only multiplication between, there is no plus and minus, only multiplication. So this first into second, when there are 2, when there are 3, then also we can write the same thing. But this is what commutative, this will be associative. Same with respect to this, now we have distributive law. Distributive means what? Compulsory to use distributive law, there has to be plus or minus within the bracket. That means in the bracket there will be either plus or minus sign. You can check over here. A upon B into bracket C upon D plus C upon F. I have explained this earlier also. If this now is not a monomial, it's a binomial. That means each term I have to multiply with the number which is outside the bracket. So A upon B into C upon D plus A upon B into E upon F. That means I am distributing obviously the one which is inside the bracket only because it is what? A binomial. That means there is plus or minus. Here there was only multiplication. Here we have plus. That is why we can use what? Distributive law. Can you use the distributive law over here? Answer is no, because there is no plus and minus. So till here commutative, associative. In this case there was no plus minus. In distributive there is plus, we have to distribute. And last, they are all with respect to multiplicative property of zero, identity or inverse. It's very simple. If you will multiply A upon B into 0, this is equal to 0 into A upon B. That means anything multiplied by 0 is 0. That's called multiplicative property of 0. Multiplicative identity. If you multiply any number, any rational number by 1, so So the answer will be itself. So a upon b into 1 is a upon b, and 1 into a upon b is also a upon b. That is called, if any number if you multiply by 0, that's called multiplicative property of 0, and if you multiply by 1, that's called multiplicative what? Identity. And last, inverse, which happened earlier also, just reciprocal, a upon b into b upon a, the reciprocal will be equal to b upon a into a upon b. There is something like your commutative, but here we are just reciprocating the numbers. So a upon b into b upon a is said to be multiplicative inverse. So these are the 6 properties, 6 laws which we are using in the question number 4. Now one by one we will discuss everything. First, question number 4 ka first part. Minus 8 upon 9 into minus 13 upon 7. The first question 4 ka first part. Minus 8 upon 9 into minus 13 upon 7 is equals to minus 13 upon 7 into minus 8 upon 9. Students, you can see numbers are same, just first into second and second into first. So can I say the first law will be used? Commutative. Hence this is just, we have to name it which law. So it's commutative law. Part 2. Minus 3 upon 4 into 5 upon 7. Multiply by minus 9 upon 11. And here again minus 3 upon 4 into 5 upon 7 into minus 9 upon 11. As you can see, there is no plus minus, only multiplication. So when there is only multiplication, it is said to be what? Associative, because there are 3 rational numbers used over here. So this is nothing but the associative law. Third, minus 2 upon 3 into minus 5 upon 6 plus 7 upon 8 is minus 2 upon 3 into minus 5 upon 6 plus minus 2 upon 3 into 7 upon 8. Students, you can see over here there is plus in between. That means I have told you for plus minus compulsory which law? Distributive. So here I have minus 2 upon 3 into minus 5 upon 6 and minus 2 upon 3 into 7 upon 8. Hence this is nothing but distributive law. Fourth is 1 into minus 18 upon 7 is minus 18 upon 7. So anything multiplied by 1 is said to what? Your multiplicative identity, which I have told you number itself. So here also a upon b into 1, 1 into upon b is nothing but a upon b. So here also minus 18 upon 7 into 1, 1 into minus 18 upon 7 is nothing but minus 18 upon 7. This is called your multiplicative identity. Mark it, very important. This particular part is very, very important part. Please, students. Can you see the reciprocal? That means, obviously, for reciprocal, I have to do what? Multiplicative inverse. You can check over here. This is nothing but cancel, answer is 1. So this is said to be multiplicative inverse. Inverse is reciprocal. And last is very simple. You have to also tell me anything into 0 is 0. That is nothing but multiplicative property of 0. Multiplicative property of 0. Hence, we are done with question number 4 also. Please write this property properly. Now, with this question, 5th is just true and false. Question 6 is fill the blank. Which you do afterwards? Question number 7. The product of two rational numbers is minus 7, and if one of them is minus 8 upon 11, find the other. So what is the product? What do you mean by product? Product is nothing but the multiplication. So multiplication of two numbers is minus 7. The product is minus 7, and one of them is minus 8 upon 11. We have to find the second rational number, question mark. So product means, as I have told you, multiplication. The first rational number into second rational number is minus 7. What is first rational number? Minus 8 upon 11 into second rational number equals to minus 7. So simple. As I have told you that any number, if it goes on the other side of equal to sign, you have to change the sign. That means here is multiplication. So there when you go, it will become what? Division. Remember, this is not plus minus, it's multiplication. This is a monomial, not binomial. If it's binomial, then plus becomes minus and minus becomes plus. But here we are talking about what? Monomial. So this will go that side. Second number will remain as it is. Minus 7 into 11 upon minus 8. So this over there, this is obviously minus 8 upon 11. Here, this is in the division form in the denominator. That will become the numerator when it goes to the other side, and the numerator will become what? The denominator. Now, minus minus will get cancelled, and what is left is 77 upon 8. Again, it's an improper fraction. So 8 9s are 72 and plus 5. Answer is 9 5 upon 8. It is very simple. Product of two numbers is so much. First number is available, into second is minus 7. You have to find the second number. That is, find the number which is there with the second number. Will go on the other side. When it goes on the other side, you have to just change. Here it's multiplication. So obviously they become what? Divide. That means the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator, and then the answer. Question number 7 done. Question number 8. The product of two ratios, same sum. The product of the two rational numbers is minus 16 upon 9. If one of them is minus 4 upon 3, find the other. Same to same sum. So, question mark. So, what is the first number? Product means multiplication equals to the product minus 16 upon 9. What's the first number? We have been given minus 4 upon 3 into second number is minus 16 upon 9. So by second number, same to same students, this will remain as it is. This will not change. Why? Because I'm changing the side, that is why. So here, this 3 will come in the numerator because here it's in the denominator, and this 4 is in the numerator will come in the denominator. So now simple guys, minus minus cut, 3 1s are, 3 3s are, 4 1s are, 4 4s are. So answer is 4 upon 3, which is nothing but 1 1 upon 3. This is the answer for the 8th sum. By what rational number must 1 upon 26 be divided? So let the rational number to be divided be x. By what number? What should be divided? 1 upon 26. So I have to divide 1 upon 26 and I have to divide 1 upon 26 by what? X to get minus 8 upon 39. So students, I have told you that division compulsory. You have to first use what? Multiplication. And this x upon 1 will become what? 1 upon x is minus 8 upon 39. So now I have to find what the value of x, not 1 upon x. So obviously this x will come here. So when changing the side, obviously it's in the denominator, here it will come in the numerator. Now this is done. Now I have to find the value of x. So any number with x, again I have to change the side. So here 1 upon 26 will remain as it is. This is what? 39, which is the denominator, will come in the numerator. And this will come in the denominator and the answer obviously you will find for x. 13 3s are 13 2s are. Is not further divisible to 3 1s are. So x ka value will be 3 1s are 3 and 2 into minus 8 is 16. As I have told you that these are called negative rational numbers, and for negative rational numbers we always have the negative sign right in the numerator. So answer is minus 3 upon 16. This is the 9th sum. Now we do the 10th sum. Divide the sum of 13 upon 5 and minus 12 upon 7. Divide the sum. Sum means plus 13 upon 5 and minus 12 upon 7. We have to divide this, the sum, by the product of. Product is multiplication, students. The product of minus 31 upon 7, sorry. Minus 31 upon 7 into 1 upon minus 2. So you have to divide this by the product of this. So same thing, first I just complete the brackets and then we come to the division part. So here anything divisible? No. Minus minus cancel? Yes. 31 and 7 2s is 14. This will be 13 upon 5 plus into minus, as I have explained, minus 12 upon 7. Now I have told you whenever you are adding and subtracting the fractions, the denominator has to be same. If they are not same, make what? The denominators equal by taking the LCM. So for the LCM for 5 upon 7, 5 ones are, 7 ones are. So 13 upon 5 and 12 upon 7. 7 and 5 LCM is 35. So 5 how much are 35? 7s are, 7s are, 7 5s are, and this also 5s are. 13 7s are 91. 5 7s are 35. 12 5s are 16 and again 35. So this is yet I am solving for first bracket only, and the LCM now is 35. 91 minus 60 is 31. So this is the first bracket I have solved. The second bracket will remain as it is, division, division, division. 31 upon 14, 31 upon 14, and this division now become what? Multiplication become 14 upon 31. So now 31, 31 cancel. 7 5s are, 7 2s are. Hence the answer is 2 by 5. This is question number 10. Divide the sum of 65 and upon 12 and 8 upon 3. Divide 65 upon 12. The sum of 65 upon 12 and 8 upon 3. The sum is plus. We have to divide this by that difference. Difference means subtraction. That means we have to divide the sum of this, right? We have to divide the sum of this by the difference of the same numbers. That means same numbers, but now they are difference. This is subtraction. We have to divide the sum by their difference. Again, the LCM, I have to definitely get the LCM. 12 and 3. The LCM will be what, students? 12. Because you can just check 12 and 3. 3 1s are, 3 4s are, and 4 1s are. The LCM is 12. So 65 upon 12, this is already 12. Here to get 12, I have to multiply 4. Same way, division. Here already 12. Here 8 upon 3 into 4. Into 4. 65 by 12 plus 32 by 12. 65 by 12 minus 32 upon 12. So LCM is same. 65 plus 32 you have to add, the answer will be 97. Divided by 65 minus 32, that will be 33 upon 12. Now 97 upon 12, division become multiplication, and 12 upon 33. This is obviously 12 will cancel. This is not further divisible, so the answer will be the same. 97 upon 33, which you can write in the mixed fraction. That is 33. 2s are 66 plus 31 is 97. So the answer for the 11th sum. Now 12. Find the cost of 3 2 upon 5 meters of cloth at the rate of 63.3/4 per meter. So first I'll write the sum. We have to find the cost. Okay, students, understand the sum. Find the cost of 3/2/5 meters of cloth. We have to find the cost of this, where they have given us the information that this same cloth is available for 63/3/4 per meter. So students, understand one thing. In case if I give you an example that if one chocolate cost rupees 2, so 5 chocolates will cost how much? So what you will do? Immediately 5 into 2. Similarly, if one pencil costs rupees 3, so 10 pencil will cost how much? 10 into 3, that is 30. So in both the examples of mine, what I have done, whenever I have the cost of one article, one unit available, I will just multiply by the number of quantities required. So as I have told you, one pencil will cost how much? 3 rupees. That means the cost of one article, that is pencil, is how much? 3. How much quantity do I require? 10. So 3 tens are 30. Similarly, the cost of 1 meter of the cloth is how much? 1 meter. Per means 1. So 1 meter ka cost is available. The cost of 1 meter is available. Now what is the quantity required? The quantity required is 3/5. Similarly, I have told you, 1 pencil 3 rupees, 10 pencil how much? So 1 meter so much. So many meters of cloth will cost me how much? So simple. First I write the cost of 1 meter of cloth will be how much? 63 into 4, that is 252 plus 3, 255 upon 4. What I have done, I have just converted this into improper fractions, the mixed fraction. So 60. Now I want to find the cost of 3/2/5. The 3/2/5 is nothing but 3 5 is 15, 15 plus 2 is 17. So I have to find the cost of 17/5 meters of cloth. So what is the quantity? 17/5. What is the cost of 1 meter? 255/4. So I have told you, whenever you want to find the cost of a certain quantity, what you need to do? You just have to multiply your quantity into cost of 1. So the cost will be quantity 17/5 into cost of 1, 255/4. So 5 5s are 5 1s are. So answer is 70 into 51. 7 1s are 7, 7 5 is 35, and 51. 7 6 8 8 67, which I have to again come into what? The mixed fraction. 8 67/4. 4 2s are 4 1s are, and so the answer will be 4 216 and 3 rupees. So I repeat again, students. Find the cost of this meters. So this to be known as what, students? Quantity. This is said to be your quantity, which is very important. I have to find the cost of this many quantity. They have given us the cost of 1 meter. Per means 1. 1 meter is how much? So much. What is the quantity I have to buy? So much. So obviously this into the cost of 1. This is what I have done. 70/5 into 255/4, and the answer is this. So till now we have done 12 sums. Question number 13. They have used the areas. Remember one thing, students. Area of rectangle. Rectangle is something like this. It's nothing but length into breadth. And similarly, the area of square is side square. So here, remember students, this is your length, this is your breadth, length into breadth. So that's the area. And for square, we have all the sides which are equal. That means all of them are equal. So obviously, as I multiply length to breadth, so there is length, breadth, breadth. So I have to just multiply length to breadth. Similarly, here all sides are equal. I'll multiply side into side. The area will be side square. So this is area of rectangle, area of square. I'll start the question number 13 now. This is just the formulas. Find the area of rectangle whose length and breadth are available. 36 3 upon 5 is the length. And the breadth is 16 2 upon 5. There will be the unit meters. So the area of rectangle is length multiplied by breadth. Before this, I will just convert them into the improper fraction. 36 5 is 180. 180 plus 3 is 183 upon 5 meters. And 16 5 is 80. 80 plus 2 is 82 upon 5 meters. So the length is 183 upon 5 and breadth is 82 upon 5. As I can see, nothing is possible. We cannot divide anything. So simple. I have to first multiply 183 to 82 and then find 2 5 is how much? 25. And 183 to 82 will be 6, which I have to divide by 25. So 25 6 are 150. 0 doesn't go, that carry 0. And then 6 again doesn't go. So I have to take point, or you can just keep it as it is, no problem, because you are from the fraction. So the answer will be 600. 25 and 6 meter square. Why meter square, students? Meter into meter is meter square. So answer will be meter square, area of a rectangle. Now similarly, question number 14. The same thing, but instead of rectangle, they have given a square. Find the area of a square plot of a land whose each side is 8 1 upon 2 meters. As I have told you, the side of a square all are equal, which is the side they have given us 8 1 upon 2 meters, which is 17 upon 2 meters, and we have to find the area. So area for the square is side square. That is 17 upon 2 meter class square, and then 17 plus square is 289, and 2 plus square is 4 meter square. So in case if I want to convert this into expression, 4 sevens are, 4 twos are, and 1. 17 to 1 upon 4 meter square is the answer. 17 to 1 upon 4. Now question number 15. Question number 15. Now students, if you remember, I have given an example that the cost of one pencil was 3 rupees. So what the cost of 10 pencil? 30. Right? Here the cost of one was available and you had to find the cost of certain quantity. Now vice versa, exactly opposite. In case if I say that if I can get 10 pens for rupees 50, 10 pens for rupees 50, find the cost of each. In the first example, cost of one was given and you have to find certain quantity. Now here, the total quantity, the cost is available. You have to find the cost of each. So whenever you have to find the cost of one article, one particular unit, then you have to divide. Then, whenever 1 ka price is available, then you multiply. Now if you want to find 1 ka price, then you have to what? Divide. So this is what we'll see in question number 15. A cord of length 71 1 upon 2 has been cut into 26 pieces. So, what is the length of the cord 71 1 upon 2 meters. They are not mentioned here. So what is 71 twos are? 2 ones are 142 plus 1 143 upon 2. Okay, this I have to cut into how many number of pieces? 26. Find the length of each piece. Find the length of each piece. Question mark. So as I have told you, if I want to find the length of each means 1, you have to divide. So simple, I'll divide 143 upon 2 by 26. So 143 upon 2, if I have to come a division into multiplication, I have to reciprocal this 1 upon 26. Why? Because there is no number in the denominator. Now 13 2s are 13 11s are. So the answer is 11 upon 4, which is nothing but 2 3 upon 4. Area of the room. Obviously, the room is always, it can be square also, but here they have given us the length and the breadth. So we will take length and breadth means what? The area of the rectangle, area of the room, we will take it as area of rectangle. And area of rectangle, as we have seen, is length into breadth. So here they have given us the breadth and the area. Area is 65 1.4 meter square. Square meters with meter square only, and the breadth is 5 upon 16 meters. Find its length. Question mark. Find its length. So the area of the rectangle is length multiplied by breadth. What is area of the rectangle? I'll convert this into mixed fraction. 130 to 60 upon 4. And here also 81 upon 16. So area of rectangle is 261 upon 4. Length is, we don't know, and that is 81 upon 16. T1 upon 4 into 16 upon 81 is the length. So 4 ones are, 4 fours are, 9 nines are, 9 twos are 18, 18 and 81, 9 nines are 81. This is the 16th sum of exercise C. So with this, I have finished the whole first chapter. That is exercise 1, A, B, C, D and E. Everything is done.